Hey y'all, Alejandro Ibarra here, aka The Portrait Guy, and welcome back to my channel, Sue Channel. Today, I want to give you 5 editing tips that you can use to elevate all of your photos to pro level. And you can use your computer or your phone, honey, whatever you got. Intro. Alright y'all, let's just get right to it because I know you want this content, I know you need this content. Number 1, white balance. White balance is basically how your camera sees white. If you've ever taken a picture and it's either really blue or really orange, it's because the white balance is off. And we'll talk all about that in a new video coming soon, so make sure you subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you know when it hits. But the point is that a blue image is a completely different vibe than an orange image. Blue is cooler, more nighttime, winter is coming vibes, while orange is warm, it's cozy, golden hour, Casey Musgraves vibes. I'm not saying one is better than the other, it all depends on your story, so choose accordingly. Number 2, color correction, which for most people is just filters. This is a step that everybody jumps to because it's arguably the most visually impactful. It's rare that a picture won't benefit from at least a little color correction, unless the whole point of your picture or your project is that it's not edited or processed at all, which, respect. And you don't even need like fancy computer software to do it. There are so many great phone apps nowadays to edit your pictures with that will be more than enough for what you'll probably need, especially if these are like for Instagram or something. I mostly use Visco and Tetsa. Tetsa. Pizza. They both have great filters built in, but they also have great individual settings you can manipulate. I use Tetsa or Tessa even more lately because it's very easy to use and it's quick and it has fun little extras like the subtitles option that I love. So you can make little stories and it just has a more cinematic vibe. Yes. Tetsa is subscription based though, but it's only like $2 a month, I think. And I think it's so worth it because you can also edit videos on it. So it's super worth it. Number 3. Fine tune. This is all about you making adjustments to your picture once you have an overall look established. Hugely important note, do not use the contrast slider. Most people just like to slide that contrast bar all the way and be like, yeah, it's ready, I'll call it a day. And I get it, it looks cool, but it's more the fact that you're seeing a noticeable change in your picture that's making you be like, oh, this is better. But really, you're not controlling anything within contrast. Contrast isn't just changing your shadows and highlights, it's also changing your saturation. It just affects too many things without being able to control them, so do not overuse it. Instead, you should adjust the shadows and highlights individually, that way you don't affect anything else without knowing. And that way you have full control of your shadows and highlights, and it'll just feel much more professional. Honestly, if all you get out of this video is to avoid using the contrast slider and instead manually adjust shadows and highlights, then you've won the day, the week, the quarantine. Cheers to that. You could also try adding a little vignette to the image to bring a little bit more attention to your subject if you feel you need it. But again, like most things, do not overuse this. Just a tiny bit from the corners should do. If you plan on using Photoshop or Facetune on your phone to do any kind of skin retouching or reshaping of things, that's all good and fine, but don't overuse it and make sure you look at the picture and everything looks normal, because there's nothing more terrible than seeing a picture with distortion all over the place because you abuse those features. Use it if you want, of course, but use it minimally. Number 4, crop. Chop. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at a picture and there's just like clutter all around the subject or just things that are on the edge of the frame that add nothing to the story that don't really need to be there. So get rid of the clutter in your photos so you can really emphasize the subject. You can also fix any compositional issues you may have had, and you can also find new, more interesting compositions that you didn't even consider maybe when taking the picture. Explore the possibilities. And you want to make sure you do this step last, because if you crop an image and then you apply the filter and then you retouch and all that jazz, then all of that is only saved onto that cropped frame. Do it with the original composition, do everything else first, and that's why this is number 4, because we're almost at the end, y'all. Parenthesis, do keep in mind if your plan is to share these on Instagram, Instagram has a 4:5 aspect ratio or 8:10 as you'll see in some apps. So don't overcrop your image to then have Instagram crop it even more. End parenthesis. And for the last, but very important step that most people don't do, number 5, know when to stop. I highly recommend that you take like a 5-minute break at least from your picture when you feel like you're done. The reason why is because our eye adjusts to color and exposure very quickly. So you might be editing and think, oh, you know what, it needs a little bit more. And you keep pushing and pushing and you end with like an over-edited, over-processed result. So take a little break, watch another one of my YouTube videos maybe, and then you can see, you know what, I overdid it, I need to step back here a little bit. Or maybe it's perfect, or maybe it does need a little bit more. Who knows, up to you. And well, that's everything for today, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Let me know in the comments which apps you use to edit. If you did like the video, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe, honey. It lets me know that you enjoyed the video and what kind of videos you enjoy more so I can make more of that for you. If you're interested in booking a portfolio or website review, you can hit me up on Instagram or you can email me at alejandroibarraphoto@gmail.com. Or if you're interested in booking a photo shoot, you can do that in either one of those as well. Or if you're interested in going on a date maybe, same thing, either one of those two. And that's all, honey. Hi, it's me again. I noticed you didn't like the video or subscribe. Why is that? Oh, you're gonna subscribe now. Okay. Good.